You ever notice your stomach can go completely silent for hours, and then the exact moment you're in a quiet room, exam hall, meeting, or literally anywhere silence is socially important, it starts making noises like it's trying to broadcast a distress signal? And the worst part is, it doesn't even sound like it's coming from you. It sounds like something is alive inside you negotiating for attention. At first, you might think it's hunger. That's the obvious answer. Stomach is empty, body is complaining, simple cause and effect. But then you eat something small, and it still happens later. Or sometimes it happens even when you're not hungry at all. So clearly the explanation is not just, you need food, because your stomach is not actually checking your calendar for meal times before it starts making noise. The real system behind stomach growling is something much more mechanical and much less polite. Your digestive system is basically a long muscular tube that is constantly moving things forward, whether you are eating or not. This movement is called peristalsis, which is just a fancy way of saying your internal muscles are doing wave-like contractions to push contents through your stomach and intestines. Think of it like a conveyor belt that refuses to stop even when there's nothing on it. Now here's where the sound comes from. When your stomach is empty, that conveyor system doesn't shut down. It keeps moving air, digestive fluids, and leftover gas pockets through the system. And when those gases and liquids get squeezed and shifted around by muscle contractions, they create vibrations. Those vibrations travel through your body and get amplified by your stomach cavity, which acts like a hollow resonating chamber. So what you hear as growling is basically your internal plumbing system moving air and liquid around in a space that suddenly has nothing solid to absorb the sound. If your stomach were full, food would dampen most of that noise. But when it's empty, it's like turning on a washing machine with no clothes inside. Same motion, way more obvious sound. But that still doesn't fully explain why it gets so loud at the worst possible times. The timing issue comes down to two things: nervous system sensitivity and silence. When you're in a quiet environment, your brain is no longer filtering out background noise. So suddenly, internal sounds that are always happening become noticeable. It's not that your stomach suddenly got louder, it's that everything else got quieter, so your internal system gets promoted to main audio. On top of that, your digestive system is influenced by hormones like ghrelin, which increases when your body expects food. That's why even the anticipation of hunger can increase movement in your gut. So sometimes your stomach isn't even saying, "I need food right now." It's saying, "Food should be happening around this time," and it starts the machinery anyway. So when you combine constant internal movement, gas displacement, empty space amplification, and a quiet environment, you get that familiar sound effect that feels way more dramatic than it actually is. In reality, your stomach isn't growling because something is wrong. It's just doing maintenance operations on an empty system, while accidentally turning itself into a speaker.